I can think of a fellow I treated. I'll call him John, just for the sake of simplicity. And John was a very nice, generous man who was in the position of being caretaker for his elderly parents. This went on for a pretty long period of time, years. And then, as so often happens, when one of his parents passed away, the other parent passed away soon after. And all of a sudden, his reason for being was gone. And talk about a pervasive sense of emptiness, he experienced it. He was literally lost. Where do I go? What do I do when I don't have to do any of the things that I've been doing for years now? Well, how do I start to rebuild my own life? And I did with John the very kinds of things that I've been talking about. I started with hypnosis sessions that really oriented him to the recognition that here is an opportunity to be curious about his ability to rediscover who he is when he's not having to take care of somebody else. What are his values? What defines him as a man? What are his interests? What are the things that he prioritizes? And of course, he didn't really know the answer to those things. So to give him assignments that help him start to discover those things. One of the assignments that I routinely give people when I'm talking about values clarification is I'll ask them to read newspapers and magazines every day for a couple of weeks and clip out articles that in one way or another move them, that in one way or another they react to. And so when they do that and they bring me in this folder of articles that they've clipped, we'll go through them one at a time. Why did you clip this article? What does it say about you that you have this reaction to this particular news story? So they might clip an article, for example, about a oil tanker that ran aground and fouled a beach with thousands of gallons of spilled oil. And then I'll ask them, well, why did you react to this particular article? And then when they tell me it's because it's irresponsible and it ruins the environment, and okay, so you care about the environment. What does that mean that you'll do? What does it mean that you won't do? And help this person start to build their life to be consistent with what their values are about. And then the easy next step of connecting them. Well, in this particular case with John, I had him go through all of these articles, and one of the things that he really felt to be true for himself was that he really liked the arts, and that he was now spending more time seeing movies that he had missed out on when he was taking care of his parents. And he was a thoughtful fellow. I encouraged him to start writing a blog of his movie reviews. And long story short, a local newspaper, a small paper, nothing spectacular, but a small newspaper noticed his reviews and started paying him freelance to write reviews for the paper. And one thing led to another, and before you know it, he's writing reviews and blogs for a number of different periodicals, and all of a sudden he has a new sense of purpose in his life, and his sense of emptiness diminishes markedly. He now views himself as contributing, helping people better understand the symbolism and the deeper meanings of the movies that they see. It gives him a chance to be thoughtful and use his perceptiveness. And this made a dramatic difference, that this guy went from feeling lost to feeling like he's got a greater purpose and an enjoyable aspect of his life. It gave him a reason to be social with people and make new connections, and his life turned around. But it started with that question of who am I and what am I? The self-definition that really helps people start to determine what is the direction I want my life to take.